Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
We're at the world's largest and longest-running professional-only game developer event. Hi, it's Dave Graveline. Into Tomorrow is in San Francisco at GDC, the Game Developers Conference. And there's a whole lot more than just developers here. We got programmers, artists, producers, game developers, audio pros, a ton of others involved in the development of interactive gaming.
GDC actually started 28 years ago as an event for computer game developers. And around the late 90s, when consoles really started taking over, we dropped the C from the Computer Game Developers Conference and became the Game Developers Conference. And now we run the gamut and talk about everything from console games to smartphone games to PC games.
We're here showing off the VirtuX Omni. It's a virtual reality platform that's going to allow you to run, walk, jump in your favorite game on our platform and have it all translated in the virtual world. And you'll be able to run in any direction on the Omni, and that controls your avatar's movement in the game. So it's really bringing that physical aspect into the game.
The device is a makey device.
I beg your pardon?
Makey. Using it, you can use almost anything to just close a connection, right? And like over here, you were playing with a video game where you were speeding up with one hunk of Play-Doh, another hunk of Play-Doh you were jumping, and then a third you were moving to the left, and a fourth you were moving to the right. Lots of things are conductive. So one of the things we were going to work with the next time we do a hackathon is, it turns out there's conductive inks and non-conductive inks. So we could print a t-shirt that's actually a circuit.
I love video games. I play them, I make them, I work with teams that make them. And then, I like to show off technology that's new and cutting edge with Intel. And so I'm at the Intel booth showing off two cool tablets of interesting music production applications on Android devices and Windows devices. There was a time when you needed giant recording studios with 72 channel mixers, and so you'd have walls and walls of knobs. But now with plugins and DSP and digital technology, we can actually have all of that on portable devices, on tablets, on touchscreens, on phones even.
This Into Tomorrow ITTV special report from the show floor, the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, is brought to you in part by Newegg.com. Building your custom gaming PC? Shop the best components at the lowest prices on Newegg.com.
Since this is an iPhone case that adds multi-touch pressure-sensitive panels to the back and the edges of it, and so now you can start interacting with your apps and your games and all your content by touching the back or the edges of your phone as opposed to the screen. So as you can see, we have, these are our dev kits, and these have some panels on the back and on the edges. So normally I'm touching the front of my screen, but I'm actually just going to touch the back right here. I can see my touch moving around.
this is our new DI4D head-mounted camera system. So it's full performance capture for facial mocap. And obviously our CEO, Colin, is actually wearing the system. So you can see that the camera will capture his full performance. So there's no makeup, it's markerless. So it captures, a very good example of capturing the full performance of the face, which obviously the gaming industry, entertainment industry and film industry is hungry for, designs like this that can capture the full performance. The actual is captured in real time and then the data is taken off-site. So things like for full facial animation for developers or for the film industry, it's absolutely ideal for.
Well, the idea is that we are practically creating a skeleton of the human body with every frame of the camera. So each frame of the camera, we have a lot of information about the human body, the location of the joint, the arm, the head, how is the body moving, gestures, positions and stuff. And then we pass this information into the game itself so they can analyze it as an input device. Instead of clicking on a key, you can actually move by yourself and that can be translated into keys or stroke keys and even touch events, just instead of touching, moving.
This Into Tomorrow Game Developers Conference special from San Francisco on ITTV is brought to you in part by the Intel Core i7 processor Extreme Edition, the perfect engine for power users.
This year what's really exciting is that we showed off Project Morpheus, which is a virtual reality system that incorporates a headset, motion tracking, motion controllers, and 3D audio to make a truly immersive experience that feels like you just stepped into a game world. And it's really fantastic, and we're really excited to show it for the first time and announce it here. You know, there's a variety of different ways we're showing off the device. Like I said, it works with motion controllers. So one of the great things is we have controllers called PlayStation Move controllers, and we have some demos where you're actually using those controllers as your hands in the game. So not only does it feel like you're in the game, but you can also see your hands moving around you. So it really gives a really deep sense of presence, and that's what we're going for ultimately.
In addition to all of the games that we have on our platform in China, we have also brought Gods and Dragons to the United States. Now that is a very exciting, it's a beautiful graphic game. As you can see from the iPad, they aren't consuming just a whole lot of memory, so that it moves and they're just gorgeous.
Here it's all about the developers, so we really wanted to showcase all of the tools that we've made available to make developing on the Wii U platform in particular easier than ever before. A year ago at this same event, then we made the announcement that we were collaborating with Unity, making that middleware available to all of our developer partners and making it available for free and covering the licensing fee. So this year we really wanted to show the proof points and show that there's all of this Unity content that's come out and showcase that developer ease of conversion and bringing it over.
From the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, we hope you've enjoyed our highlight video. Now be sure to catch all 3 hours of this week's Into Tomorrow radio show. All the details and all 3 hours are available at intotomorrow.com. Now, if you saw or heard anything on this week's highlight video from San Francisco or the radio program that you would like to know more about, be sure to pick up the phone and join us 1-800-899-INTO. That's 800-899-4686, or even better, use our free Into Tomorrow app, available for a plethora of devices. Maybe you want to know more about a specific game or a platform or some developers doing some cool things. We'll get that information for you. Next week, we're back in our Miami studios taking those calls and addressing any of your technology digital dilemmas. I'm Dave Graveline on behalf of our team from San Francisco, California. Thanks for joining us from the Game Developers Conference. Into Tomorrow.